Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, GlenX? My name is Noah Rogatis.
I'm Tyler Dietrich.
And we're going to be your hosts this morning.
Welcome. Welcome. Who is excited to be here? Yay! Who's excited?
A little more enthusiasm.
Who's excited to not be in class? Woo! Yay! Yay! Because we get to learn about our careers.
All right, so Tyler, what did you want to be when you were in kindergarten?
Honestly, I wanted to be one of those like superheroes, like on TV.
Which one though? Which one?
I wanted to be Superman, and then I realized he wears like tight underwear, and I was like, nah.
Not about it?
I was not about the tight underwear, not like the swimmers.
Yeah, I get that. I wanted to be a watermelon, so, aim high. All right. So, let's talk a little bit about kind of what the expo is. So, we're going to have some incredible speakers for you guys, and then after this, you're going to have the opportunity to walk through the gym and the expo halls and talk with over 140 local businesses about like what your interests are, what your dreams are, careers, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, these businesses go from anywhere to the hospitality business all the way to the paramedics, to restaurant, hotels,
law
to
enforcement, all sorts of stuff.
Anything is out there.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, that's coming down. That's cool. It's whatever. All right, so to get this started, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker, Sarahi Espinosa Salamanca. She's a former undocumented student who years ago had to drop out of school to help support her family. Today, she is the founder and CEO of Dreamers Roadmap and a recent college graduate. Give it up for Sarahi.
So I'm usually, is this on? Okay. I'm usually short enough where like my head won't come out in the slides. So apparently today I'm tall. So I'm sorry that you're gonna see my head in these slides. So good morning. Good morning. All right. If you didn't get food, find some to get yourself some energy in your body. There's gonna be candies in the GlenX booth. So if you need candy in your life, come see me after. Okay, so my name is Sarahi Espinosa Salamanca. I was born in Lázaro Cárdenas, Michoacán, Mexico. Anybody from Michoacán or Mexico in the house? Woo, yes, okay. So, I was brought to this country, I was brought to this country at the age of 4. I came with my mom, my dad, and my brother. And we came to live in this little town called Redwood City, California. So I'm from California. And not long after I got here, I went to school, right, just like any 4 or 5-year-old, and I fell in love with school very quickly. As you can tell, I speak very well in English, so I didn't have an accent, so I was never put into a class where I was like an ESL class or in any class saying or indicating that I was any different from my other classmates. So I think that's probably like in 5th grade, and I went to high school in North Hollywood in Los Angeles. And I was like that super nerd kid, right? Like I would get all these really good grades. I was in theater. I was in the student body because I knew that all of these things were the things that I needed for my application to go to college. And I didn't just want to go to college. I wanted to go to college with a full ride. How many of you want to do that? A couple. It should be all of you. All of you should be aspiring to get a scholarship with a full ride where you don't have to pay anything. When I graduated from high school, though, my senior year of high school, I found out that because I was undocumented, I didn't have a social security number. And when I applied for FAFSA, like all my friends were doing, I got a letter in the mail saying that I didn't qualify because of lack of this number. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I probably just have to go to the DNV, make line, and apply for one or whatever. But that's not how it worked. I called my mom back in Mexico, who had left back when I was 16. And she's like, I don't think you have one. I talked to my counselors, my teachers. I'm telling them, okay, like I've built all this record to like be able to go to college. I want to go to college, but this is my situation. What can I do to go to college? So my counselor said, well, come back in a couple of weeks because I've never really had someone like you want to go to college. People like you either drop out of high school or get a job. So this was the kind of the first time that in my life I was hearing people like you. I'm like, well, what does she mean by that? Like, I'm just an American kid trying to go to college. But little did I know that there was hardly any assistance for students like me to go to college. And if there was, my counselor had no idea where to find it. So I moved to the Bay Area, and this is where I find out that I qualify for in-state tuition. So I didn't have to pay international fees. So I worked. I was a nanny. I cleaned people's houses. I walked people's dogs. And in the Silicon Valley, all these jobs actually pay you very well. So I was able to pay my, my college tuition cash. And I had a family emergency, so like they said in my intro, I had to drop out to send money to Mexico because my father got diagnosed with cancer. And I'm the youngest of 11 children, and the only one who did not have a family yet. So my siblings kind of pinned it on me like, okay, it's your responsibility to take care of mom and dad because you don't have children or people to take care of. So I dropped out of school and I worked to help my parents. And in 2012, DACA passes. So this was a life changer for me, and for anybody that has DACA, you know what I'm talking about. Because DACA gave me the opportunity to get a work permit and safety from deportation. So I could not be deported in this 2-year span while I was under DACA. I went back to college and I started getting involved with my community, and I built a blog called Sarahi.tv where I would post scholarship opportunities and local networking events because I live in the Silicon Valley. My neighbors are Google, Facebook, Apple, YouTube. So they have all of these events, and I wouldn't really see people like me at them, and I wanted to tell the youth, like, these are there, go there, and you can probably get a job there if you come and meet the right people. So in 2013, I was on Facebook, and I see this ad that said, are you a dreamer? Are you into technology and you want to solve problems in your community? I was like, yes, I'm a dreamer. I'm into technology technically because I have a blog, and I would love to solve things in my community. So for people that are like, how is blog tech? That's just kind of how I pitched it. I was chosen to be one of 20 people in the country to go meet Mark Zuckerberg and other people that were in the same situation that I was. Dreamers, students who had come to this country young, who didn't have a status, and wanted to create solutions in their community through technology. So I left this room very inspired, and it was also the first time in my life where I was meeting people just like me, because when I graduated from high school, I thought I was the only undocumented student in the country because nobody was really talking about it back then. In 2014, I get an invitation from the White House with the Obama administration, inviting me to the White House, but also letting me know that I was going to be honored as a White House Champion of Change for the work that I was doing on my blog and in my college, by helping students like me get into college and through college. And this was pretty cool. I mean, I think I never imagined, like as an immigrant, to have been invited to the White House, but not just be invited, but also be honored as a champion of change. In 2015, 2014 type of thing, a national competition opened up. It was called the Voto Latino Innovators Challenge. It was open to anybody in the country who had a solution to a problem in your community, but you had to solve it using technology. So I had been working on my blog for a couple years, and I pitched an idea to create an app. What if we could put all of these scholarships on an app and share it to students all across the country, not just in California where I was working on my blog? And I made it to the top 6 in the country, and I flew out to Washington, D.C., and mind you, I had no tech background and no business background, but I knew that the message that I had was more powerful than my skills. And I knew that with the money that I was gonna get, I could hire the people with the skills to make this dream a reality. So I came back home winning first place in the country, and I got $100,000 to create Dreamers Roadmap. 2015, I graduated from college. Antonio Villaraigosa, who was mayor when I was high school, came to give me my President's Award and my second House of Representatives recognition. And that's my daughter. She was also born in 2015, and my husband, who I married in 2012. And in 2016, I graduated from Stanford. I did an executive program for entrepreneurship. So for students that are out there that you think because of where I was born, or because of my age, my ethnicity, or because I'm a woman, I can't, or I'm not good enough, you can. If I was born in Mexico and I've accomplished this much, if you were born here, just imagine how much more you can accomplish. And the cherry on top was in 2016 when Forbes reached out to me. They're like, Sarahi, we want to let you know that you've been chosen to be on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. To be honest, I didn't even know what Forbes was because I was in my little bubble in the Silicon Valley working with my students. And when I found out what it was, I was pretty shocked that they had chosen me to be on this list, very prestigious list. And I'm very proud to be a Mexicana woman on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, going back to my community, sharing with people that anything and everything is possible once you're doing what you love. These kind of recognitions and awards just kind of come on their own. I didn't ever go into creating my app thinking I want to be on Forbes, I want to go to the White House. I wanted to do the work that I'm doing now because I wanted to change people's lives. I wanted their path to be different. I wanted them to know that if they wanted to go to college right after high school, they could, and that money was not the reason why they didn't go to college. And that is when Dreamers Roadmap was born. We launched Dreamers Roadmap. It's a completely free app. It's on Apple Store and on Google Play that helps undocumented students find scholarships across the country to go to college. And we are currently helping close to 30,000 students get to college. And I actually met last week the first student, there's probably more, but she's the first student that has come up to me and told me that she just graduated from UCLA because of the money that she found on Dreamers Roadmap. So these are testaments of people that I know that I'm meeting personally. It's not just kind of like, I want to build an app to find a boyfriend or whatever. You can build apps that do good and change people's lives. And in 2017, I don't know if anybody knows in here, but Premios Juventud was a show that I would watch when I was really little. And I was invited to go there to Miami to get an award. And Forbes Mexico reached out to me last year that I was also named on one of their 100 most powerful women. And this year, the awards keep on coming. I don't have a slide for that because they just told me a couple weeks ago. San Francisco Chronicle made me one of the 6 finalists for the Visionary Award. And last year, the person that won that was Mark Zuckerberg's wife. So these things, again, like I said, awards and recognitions are just kind of the cherry on top. Do something that you love. Find something that you're passionate about. If it's service, do it. If it's tech, do it. Don't hold yourself back because you think you don't have the skills. If you have the passion and the drive, share your story, tell people what you want to do, and you'll start finding the right people. The stars will start to align, or God will bring the right people into your life that'll make you get to where you want to. So thank you very much for having me, and I wish you all a wonderful day at the expo.